Hi guys, welcome to the Thinking Crypto YouTube channel where we are closely approaching 40,000 subscribers. We cover the crypto news and interview many of the folks who are building in the asset class. I've interviewed CZ and I've interviewed the Winklevoss twins and many others. I will be interviewing tomorrow the CEO of Bitwage, which had huge news today talking about 401ks coming to crypto, guys. So if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button. Guys, you all know I diversify. I'm bullish on XRP, I'm bullish on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and VeChain, and many others. I believe there will be multiple winners in the crypto market. Now, will everything be a winner? Of course not, right? Logic and reason will tell you that. But I personally diversify to reduce the risk in my portfolio because you don't know what tomorrow holds. And we go off the facts we have today, but what if Ripple was to fail? What if Bitcoin was to fail, right? So I'm diversifying, not putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm not in any maximalist camp. I'm about looking at the opportunities to make money. So something interesting here came out today from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, and I think it speaks to the sentiment I've been talking about, or his sentiment speaks to what I've been talking about for a while, that a lot of what's holding back XRP's performance is the lack of regulatory clarity in the United States. And we continue to see tweets and information put out by Brad saying or hinting to this, right? So just the tweet today, here's what he had to say. US regulators, now is the time to step up and lean into digital currencies. Remaining complacent is actually setting us back, while China's grip on both crypto and fiat payments becomes stronger. Now, he's alluding to this article that's titled, Could China's Digital Currency Unseat the US Dollar? And in addition, he mentions here, this piece nails it. One caveat, public digital assets like XRP are not exempt from US or global financial oversight. Actually, the opposite. Responsible players who use these assets want to work with regulators, not against them. So a couple of things. Ripple has been working with the regulators since day one. However, there are certain branches of the government that they need the seal of approval from, like the SEC, obviously the US Treasury and so forth, because guess what? A lot of companies and banks are not going to want to touch XRP until they get that regulatory clarity. I think that's pretty straightforward. The risk is too high for them, right? And you guys have seen my interview with Mark Yusko of Morgan Creek Digital, where he talked about, hey, we're not including XRP or Stellar in our portfolio, just given the regulatory uncertainty, the fact that they hold a good amount of supply. Now, I personally don't agree with the supply part, but I understand the regulatory clarity that, hey, we're not going to touch it. It's too much of a risk. So Brad has tweeted in the past about this, even at Steve Mnuchin. You guys remember earlier this year at the World Economic Forum in Davos, he tweeted at Steve Mnuchin, highlighting what Steve had said. And here's what he said. Steve Mnuchin at the World Economic 2020, when asked about cryptocurrencies, here's the quote, there are benefits to cross-border payment systems in lowering costs for consumers and businesses. We absolutely support companies working on this. Now, look at what Brad adds to that, right? Critical to apply this pragmatism to US regulation. So it's like, okay, that's fine and dandy, Steve. I'm glad you agree with what we're doing in cross-border payments and so forth. But where's the mother effing bill? Where's the regulation, right? And Brad continues to put the information out there to try to push them, because that, I believe, is holding them back, guys. There's a lot of businesses and money on the sidelines that don't want to touch XRP right now until we get that regulatory clarity. Now, we have heard from Steve Mnuchin that he wants to, or they're planning to, or I should say earlier this year, that they're planning to put out crypto regulations. Now, the whole COVID pandemic situation has slowed everything down. But guess what? That can't be an excuse, because China is coming for the United States dollar and trying to steal the lunch, right? Try to take over here, because the US dollar has a lot to lose if it loses that reserve currency status, guys. And this is the dialogue that's taking place. I mean, just look at this headlines, right? The headlines here. And there's multiple articles, people talking about this, that they're going to use it to try to compete with the US dollar. And we've seen photos and screenshots of some people already testing that in China, right? Of the digital yuan. So things are progressing here, and the United States needs to get going. Now, I know there's folks beating the drum, like Chris Giancarlo, trying to get the digital dollar going, but it's not getting enough support in Congress, right? And multiple bills have come out. They try to put in the stimulus bills for the whole COVID situation, but still very slow. China is coming, guys, and so are the other central banks globally looking to build their CBDC, central bank digital currencies. And we've seen even SEC's crypto mom, Hester Pierce, tried to put out the safe harbor for different token issuances to try to help bring regulatory clarity that certain companies could have been exempt. At one point, they were a security. Eventually, they became a non-security because of how the crypto or the digital asset was dispersed. So we need to get going. And this is what Brad is trying to say. And I think if you read into this, like you look, okay, he's a CEO of Ripple. He has a vested interest in XRP, the company itself, him personally. I believe it's a message here. Regulatory clarity is needed, and I believe that's what's holding XRP's performance back. And overall, I think even so the market, right? Because I believe, once again, there's a lot of money on the sidelines. A lot of folks don't want to touch it directly as yet. They may play with like the futures markets, but they don't want to actually hold the assets, even Bitcoin and so forth. So while you do have big players in the market right now, there's still more to come in. So I think, I'm hoping that we see regulatory clarity this year and Mnuchin releases something, which I think will benefit XRP because he obviously, just look at these quotes. What is he talking about here as far as use case? Cross-border payments. What is Ripple trying to do? Guys, they are looking to solve the cross-border payment issue, be that bridge asset between different currencies to improve the speed of transactions and settlements and costs, right, in a much more efficient way. And we've seen that CBDCs are going to benefit XRP, guys. We've seen comments from the people at Ripple. Just here, Dilip Roa, right? Regional interoperability of payments in APAC needs a cross-border real-time liquidity solution. CBDCs will suffer the same fate as fiat currencies, so only a neutral bridge like XRP on a licensed/compliant network of FIs, financial institutions, makes sense. Pretty clear, right? Because it's actually going to make it better for Ripple if they move these central banks and currencies move to a digital format in CBDCs, because you have faster interoperability versus people go more to a digitized money, right? So it's only going to benefit a digital asset. So making everything digitized. I know I said digital and digitized tons of times there. So anyway, I hope you guys get it. And that's my thought process. I could be wrong, but I would love to hear what you guys think. Some other news, as mentioned, I will be interviewing the CEO of Bitwage tomorrow, but they have rolled out Bitcoin 401k plan with help from Gemini. This is big, and I've interviewed the CEO of my channel last year, but we're going to talk about this news, guys. But these are the financial instruments, the on-ramps where you can get access to more money and people getting into this new asset class. You have to think about it like an asset class, right, that they can put their money in. So employers struggling to meet conditions set by the U.S. government's loan program may find salvation in an unlikely place, a new Bitcoin 401k plan from Bitwage. Calling the product a world's first, the crypto payroll company said Tuesday it had successfully trialed its 401k employee pension account and would start offering the plan to companies, especially those trying to meet the 75% payroll requirement in the Federal Paycheck Protection Program, PPP. The PPP has proven to be a lifeline for U.S. businesses struggling in the coronavirus pandemic. A total of $660 billion has been lent out nationwide by the SBA to incentivize staff retention. The program offers 100% loan forgiveness if its employers spend at least 75% of its funds received on payroll expenses. So this gives companies an opportunity to provide matching or profit-sharing contributions to employee 401k accounts in order to help close the gap to receive full loan forgiveness, Bitwise said in a press release. Together with the PPP program, the Bitwage Bitcoin 401k plan allows employers to get more out of their PPP loans while providing their employees new and innovative investment options. I love it. I think this is great, guys. It's just a start. It may not be perfect right now. Version 1.0 is many times never perfected, never that great, but it gets fine-tuned and upgraded and updated. This is big, guys. I don't think many people wrap their heads around how big this is. People tying crypto into their 401k and savings. Big time. New asset class on the rise. Now, speaking of big money, ErisX releases API for bulk trading of Bitcoin and Ethereum. ErisX is huge. They're a competitor of Bakkt and Fidelity Digital Assets. They are, of course, powered by the TD Ameritrade, and they are doing some big things, guys. So, crypto derivatives platform ErisX said Tuesday it launched an application program interface API for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ether, and Litecoin block trading, allowing for bulk trades. Now, who would need bulk trading services? Institutional investors. So, amazing. Now, some interesting news here. Facebook's Calibra rebrands to Novi or Navi, details wallet tie-up with WhatsApp. Interesting. It looks like they're still trying to move forward here. I'm trying to get an interview with David Marcus to talk about this, but let's see where it goes, guys. I think these type of things will further benefit the crypto market, getting people to think about money in a digitized format, on leveraging blockchain. And these things, Libra, once it goes live, if it does go live, will build. You can have interoperability with Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and so forth. So interesting rebrand here. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like as far as the name, they said here. It's from the Latin root words novus, meaning new, and via, meaning way. So new way. Interesting. The first wallet product from this firm is intended to hold Libra's various digital currencies once the Facebook-led initiative goes live. So let's see where it goes. But interesting rebrand here. I think I kind of like it better than Calibra, which I found very weird. Doesn't roll off the tongue that well. But guys, what do you think about this news? What do you think about Brad's tweet here? Would love to hear what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Thumbs up, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll talk to you all later.